What's going on, everybody? So it is 2018 and I am way overdue for doing a guitar collection video for you guys. I have been super busy. Last year was one of the busiest years of my life. I've been not only working on YouTube, but also with my band. My band officially launched, and I thank you guys very much for your guys' support, and not only my YouTube, but also my band. If you do not know who I am, I'm Eric Shreds, and I'm the lead guitarist of Lies Behind Your Eyes. You can check out the link below. I am the co-main writer of all the guitar work that you hear in that band. I recorded the first EP all by myself. As far as all the guitars, I'm all the rhythm and all the lead. So if you ever ask, Eric, why do you have so many guitars? For two things. One, because I'm the main co-writer of the Lies Behind Your Eyes. Two, I'm way over emotional, and a guitar is the best way to express that emotion for me. Playing a Gibson SG in all red and black has a certain emotion that I can show you, and then playing an all-white guitar or whatever. These guitars sound, feel, and play different, so that is why I have so many. I tend to think and feel different whenever I play them, so I tend to write based off of that guitar, which is very cool to me. And not only that, also with my amps. I am very emotional, and I like to express myself through my music, so that is why I have so much gear. But I do play them all. They are not only just I guess you can call this a guitar collection, but this is a player's collection. I play all of my guitars. I do not just keep them in cases and just show them off to people and say, this is what I have or whatever. These are all guitars that I play and I plan to use live or record with. Thank you guys for supporting, and this is the video. I'm going to start off with some old guitars that you've already seen, and I'm going to do shorter clips of those. And then if you ever want to see more in-depth videos of those older guitars, you can always check out my other older guitar collection videos. So here we go. So this is a Fender Zone bass made in Mexico, and it actually has a smaller guitar body. That is kind of cool because I play guitar mostly, so when I do play bass, this feels very comfortable to me. Apparently these are very rare. They did not make many of these, and when I bought this from the guy, he actually said he got it from a guy that tested out basses in the Fender shop. Next, I just picked up yesterday a Schecter Diamond Series 5-string bass. I actually picked this up for my bassist, and we're going to decide if he likes it or if I want to keep it or sell it. I don't know yet. So we're finding out if this is actually good enough for our band. Now, I don't have many basses, but this one is definitely my favorite. This is my baby. Fender, made in Korea, precision bass. All stock parts. I got it from a guy that barely ever played it, and this thing is beautiful, and this thing sounds and plays awesome, and it even has the preamp switch built in, and it is just my favorite bass that I've owned so far. So I actually just found out after years of owning this, after my grandfather that has passed away and this is passed down to me, I always thought this was just called a Mark II guitar. I looked in the thing and it says right there, it says Guild Guitar. I am so stupid, and I just now looked this up, and I thought this guitar was just a typical, just okay brand that was not made anymore. Turns out this is a $500 to $900 Guild, and I just now found that out. And I find that really exciting because I always thought this was a good playing guitar, and I just never looked at the brand because I didn't really care because I knew it was my grandfather's. I'm never going to sell it, so there's no real need to know how much it's worth, but I mean, it's nice knowing that I literally thought this was not worth anything. This is my mini acoustic that I bought. Is actually the only acoustic I've ever bought, and I bought this for Boy Scouts whenever I was in Boy Scouts and we went on summer camps, and I wanted to play guitar, but I didn't want to play and beat something up and have it get wrecked if I put a lot of money into it. So I paid 60 bucks for this, and I totally do whatever I want with it. This is my vintage Epiphone that is actually made in USA, that is an FT45N, and this was given to me by my Uncle Ron. Actually passed away, and he said, hey Eric, I have a really crappy Epiphone I'm going to give you someday, and he actually passed, unfortunately, and I never got to have him hand it to me, but it was passed down to me. I opened up the case and said, oh, it's an Epiphone. And I just learned, I was like, I did not know Epiphones were made in USA and worth anywhere from $800. But obviously I'm not selling this one either, because anything that is passed down from family, it is now going to stay in the family. This is my Ibanez acoustic, just a cheap $200 electric acoustic, And every time I say it's mine, I get kind of weird because it's actually, I still call it my sister's because she gave it to me. But she played acoustic for a little bit. I got into electric guitar, took it very seriously, and then she just gave it to me. And she lived in a tiny home in California, so she just gave this to me. And I still treat it like as if it's my sister's. This was another one of my grandfather's guitars that he had lying around. He didn't really play that much, but obviously when he passed, since he was like a father figure to me, I took them in and said these are now mine since no one else in the family plays guitar. So this is a Harmony, and Harmony they don't make anymore, but this truss rod actually broke when I was trying to set it up because it's just so old and it was rusted inside, but I use it for a slide acoustic. I do have a ukulele. This is a Cordoba 20 TM CE, and this is actually an electric. I make ambient music with it. If you check out my SoundCloud, it has a cutaway just like in a real electric guitar. And I love this, and I think this is one of the best value ukuleles you can buy for only $200 with a cutaway and electric. Sounds very nice, and even has little controls for you to mess with it. Alright, so on to electrics now. So I'm actually going to show you some of the ones that I'm not keeping anymore. So these will be a lot quicker of a demonstration. Epiphone Standard in all black. LTD MH350 NT. I actually bought this for my good friend, my best friend Paul. He wanted a very nice guitar for not a lot of money, and I found this online. It has a nice cutaway, and I actually need to get one of these now because this is one of my favorite neck profiles, and it just looks mean. I need it in blue though. You might find this shocking, but I'm actually selling one of my SGs. I had it in my other videos. It has P90s. I love this guitar, but I'm just not using it as much as I would like to, and like I said before, if I don't play it, I sell it. So I have many other SGs, so this one is going to go. And I definitely want some P90s back in my collection again, but for now, bye SG. Though this is not my guitar, it does hold very good importance with our band. We use this for recordings and some future songs that will be out. But this is an LTD EC1000 with EMG 57s and 66s, and this guitar is in drop A, and it's awesome, and I've always wanted this guitar, so now that my rhythm guitarist has it, I'm happy. I wanted it in red is what I meant, because I already do have one. So, on to my electrics that I keep. This is an Epiphone EA250, and this is my grandfather's that I actually never got to meet. And he played guitar and also owned a music store. And apparently I am very much like him from what my family says. And they say I have like the same hands and I have some personality traits, I guess. I never got to meet him, and this is my favorite part about this guitar, is I have his photo of him playing it. And that means a lot to me because it just shows like it has a piece of history of somebody that is in my family that I never got to meet, and this is his guitar. And my family passed it down to me since I'm taking guitar very seriously, and I'm very happy that they did. Now this guitar is not perfect by any means. The binding is coming off right here, and it definitely it doesn't play that well, but it is my family's, and I will forever keep it. And whenever I want to play some like grunge or blues, this is the guitar I always go to. Everything's all stock. I'm not changing out the pickups. I wanted to, but I just don't want to because since it was exactly how my grandfather had it, I just want to keep it all original. This would be my Appetite of Destruction Telecaster. That's what I like to call it. I believe it's an FMT Telecaster made in Indonesia, but looks and plays like $1,000,000. If you have not played one of these, you need to. Has coil tap, Seymour Duncan's, set neck, and also has the carved top. And it's just very not much like a Telecaster, but it reminds me of Appetite of Destruction, but it's in teleform. So, and you'll notice all my guitars that have these strap locks are ones that I plan to use live. So yes, everything on this guitar is all stock. This is one of my SG Standards in red and black. This is the guitar that started it all as far as inspiration of actually making me want to make money and actually buy these guitars. I saw this in a magazine and said this is one of the prettiest guitars I've ever seen, and I actually now ended up getting two. This one I actually got as a beater SG. This is the one I'm going to be playing with live, and I'm going to beat the shit out of it. And it actually already has a broken headstock, and it was professionally repaired. So I will not be mad if this thing breaks. It's already been broken. So everything on it's all stock, other than I put black screws on it, and I took the little reader thing off of it. And other than that, obviously, normal strap locks. Now this one has been actually stirring up some conversation on my YouTube, because in the last collection video, I actually wanted to see if you guys would catch me. This is indeed a fake Gibson Les Paul. This is a Chipson, a Chinese Gibson, and I knew that from the very start, and I wanted to kind of see if you guys could tell the difference. And I just did a review like this and showed it. And somebody was actually, there's a few people that said, hey man, I think you have a fake. And I was like, oh, he's smart, he caught me. I did it as a test. I did not want to lie to you guys, but I wanted to see if you guys could even tell, you know, the Gibson test, because some people say, oh yeah, the Chinese ones look awful, and I wanted to see, hey, I wanted to see if I could trick you. But the dead giveaway from this one is it has the neck joint right here, and that's a dead giveaway because Gibson does not do that. So other than that, I got this from my friend. He has an awesome collection of electrics as well. My buddy RJ, and he already modded this. He leveled the frets, put a Gibson 59 in the neck and a DiMarzio Breedlove, put all Gibson hardware on it and Gibson tuners, and it's super light. And that is why I wanted it. I do not like the weight of Les Pauls, and this will be my stage guitar as far as a bitchin' Les Paul to be on stage with, because I do not want to crack my ribs with a $1,500 guitar. Even that's the cheap Les Pauls these days. But yes, I'm going to be playing live with this one, and it does have an Appetite of Destruction look to it. And as you know, I'm a huge Guns N' Roses fan, so this will look very cool. Matches my hair, I guess. Now you all know Bloody Mary over here. This is my Ibanez that I customized and I painted myself. And you can see it is very detailed, and I believe that this is one of the better looking blood guitars in the metal industry right now, because everyone else has that bloody where it looks like Slime Time Live for Nickelodeon, and I think that's totally whack. So I don't care for Ibanez that much, and I wanted to do something totally different. So I got DiMarzio Super Distortion, EMG HC in the neck. I got my speed knob, and this is one of my favorite guitars actually, with Grover tuners. And I modded this, everything. I put everything on this and painted it. And when I first got this, it was ugly. It did not play right. And this plays awesome. And this is one of my favorite live guitars to play with live. Green LTD EC1000. I just put James Hetfield pickups in it, and that is the only mod that I've done to this guitar, because I tell everyone that buys these guitars, these are some of the best value for your money and best playing, best sound, everything. Even locking tuners. Great guitar. I love the fact that I got it in green, because they actually stopped selling these, and I know you guys have commented asking, where do you get a green one? I can't find one. They stopped selling them, so you have to go on online and find one used, but I got one of the last ones off the shelf, and this, once when I got this, I realized I don't need to buy another guitar to get anything better. This is it, and I still stand by that. Even though I've bought better guitars, this is just, once you have this, you can upgrade, but I don't think you're upgrading to the point where the guitar is better. You're just kind of upgrading, I guess, a different sound or anything, but this is just an awesome guitar. Definitely love how it looks. Now this is my actual ESP Eclipse. Now the green one that you saw in the earlier video, that is made in Korea, and that is actually the affordable models. This is the bad boy of bad boys, and this thing is beautiful. I showed you guys this before. I actually recorded with this one. I put Seymour Duncan blackouts in here, and I have a Seymour Duncan blackout metal, and I also have an online boost switch. This is my most expensive guitar, I would say, because it's in mint condition. It's very rare in volcano red, and they stopped selling this volcano way. So this is probably my most expensive guitar, and this is actually the only one that I do keep in a case, and I do not let my friends play it, because for the fact is, if they scratch it up or mess it up, this would be my moneymaker if I have to make some money really fast. And the weird thing about these two is they have 22 frets and not 24 frets like the ESP or the LTD EC1000. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Eric, why would you own this? These are such junk, and I would agree with you, except for this one. This is an Epiphone Junior that is only $130, $100 to $130. This one has a fret level job done by my friend, Gotha Tuners, Locking Tuners, and a Seymour Duncan JB. And this guitar slays. It rips. It is awesome. This is actually my backup guitar. If one of my guitars were to break a string or go out electronically, this is my backup. I wanted something cheap that was simple and did not make me think a lot. If this was my backup guitar, I roll the volume on hot. If I have to mess with the tone, I don't really mess with it that much. I mean, if I had to beef it up. But this is my backup guitar. When people play with $2,000 Les Pauls, my goal is to play this after them and totally kill it. Now, when I'm feeling pretty gothic, pretty dark, you gotta play an all-black guitar. And not only an all-black guitar, you gotta play an all-black guitar with skull inlays. And that is this. This is a Kurt Hammett KH202. These are actually very affordable. This was my very first metal guitar, and I've written some of the most emotional stuff on this guitar, and I actually plan to use those in new songs in the future with our band. And I've done a sticker. I put a sticker on here that is skulls. I put a EMG HZ, and I also put a skull knob, and I made it to where I have split coil. This is the only Floyd Rose guitar I own. So I wanted to make sure that this guitar was as versatile as possible. This is a stock ESP neck pickup. I love the neck pickup in this. Fender Strat. So I'm super excited about this guitar because I've wanted an all-white Strat for so long, and I finally got one this year, and it plays great. I actually bought two guitars, and I swapped the necks out on them and then sold the one that I didn't like the neck for. And I kept the good neck and I kept the good body, and I put a Seymour Duncan Hot Rails, a Duck Bucker, and a JB. The middle pickup will probably be changed, but that's what I got offline for used for the time being, and I wanted to try them. So yes, this is my all-white metal guitar, and it does have a tremolo, which is my only tremolo in this style, and I had to have one. It was just, I love how Strats are, and you gotta have a Strat. And especially, like, I'm a metal player that plays very classical guitars, and I was like, do I not have a Strat yet? And I was like, oh yeah, it's because I can't find one in white, because this is a Mexican one. These are affordable, and I like this one way more than the American ones, actually. This is my beater guitar. This is an Epiphone made in Korea that is a 1992. So I wanted a guitar that I can just beat up, just completely beat up. And this is it. This is the guitar that, like, I will strap to my motorcycle on my back and just ride with it. I will not do that with a Gibson SG. It would be in its case. This is the kind of guitar I tend to just beat up. It has very grunge aesthetic to it. The frets are very, very, very worn. I don't know if you can see, but it is beat up. I put a kill switch in it. I put GFS pickups in it, a Fat Pat and a 59. And, oh yeah, I added this, I guess, a sexy girl, because this guitar is very dirty and very, very trashy and very bent up. And I just thought that sticker matched because she's kind of like pulling her pants off in this one. So dirty photo with dirty guitar, it matched. But yes, this is my beater. All you metalheads on YouTube always ask, Eric, you only play 6 strings. Why don't you go to a 7 string? That's the metal thing to do. Well, I actually did buy a 7-string this year. I bought an Epiphone Matt Heafy from one of my friends, and this guitar is awesome. I do think that this is one of the better, more affordable Epiphones with 7-string that you can buy. Just 7 strings in general, I think this is one of the best that you can buy for under $1,000. It does not play like an Epiphone. It plays more like a Gibson. Has a kill switch in here. Everything on this is stock. It's beautiful. I bought it for my friend to just help him out, and I wanted to play it for myself and do a review for you guys. But I'll be honest, I keep looking at it and saying, Eric, you don't play this guitar, why don't you sell it? And I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about it. I'm not a 7-string player, like I said. I am a 6-string player. I do not want to play a 7-string until I master a 6. And that is my method. And though I do like some 7-string sounds, and I do like some of my friends and bands that I've seen play 7 strings, but just right now, 7 strings aren't for me. But I do love this guitar, and I think that you guys should definitely try one of these out if you ever get the chance. Schecter Hellraiser. I know you guys have heard of these before. I'm pretty sure you've played them before. They are some of the best, I think, affordable Schecters you can buy. This is the only Schecter I actually like. I love the strap bodies. I love how the neck meets the joint. I love these inlays. I love the binding around it. It's very much like an ESP, but just has its own personality. It has EMG active pickups that are 89, the 89 model, and they have split coil in them, which is very cool. They're not as hot as 81s, but they have their own personality to them, and that's why I keep them in this guitar. This would be my baby. This is the guitar that I bought in cash, and I was super proud of myself because this is a guitar I've always wanted, and I bought it used, but in very, very good condition. And this is the guitar that I use in the studio as well. And it is a 2012 SG Standard, just like my other one that I have that's all beat up, but this one is just a beauty. And it even smells really good. The case that it came in is like vanilla, and it just is awesome. But this is all bone stock. Normal pickups, 498T, 490T, and I kept all the screws the same, and I even left this little reader for the rhythm, and I just love how this guitar looks. It's very professional, and SG Standards are some of my favorite guitars, so of course I had to own more than one. My LTD Viper! So I love this guitar for a lot of reasons. This is actually my signature rhythm tone. This is our band's signature rhythm tone. I think this is one of the best rhythm guitars that I own for our band right now. And it's made in Korea. It's an LTD Viper, Viper 400. That's it. It's not even an expensive guitar. You would think that I would be playing with like a Gibson SG over here with $2,000 invested into it playing as rhythm guitar. No, this is our rhythm guitar. And this guitar is beat up, and that was from other people that have owned it before me. I actually bought this from Andrew Wade. He's the one who recorded A Day to Remember, and this is actually in the A Day to Remember Ocala video, but it's very, very fast. You most likely won't even find it. It took me a while. I saw it, and one day I was like, hey, that's my guitar. But EMG 81, 81. I left this thing bone stock besides strings and strap locks. But this is one of my favorite guitars as well because it just sounds so mean for rhythm. So this is one of our main guitars for recording. Fender Tele! So Fender Telecaster. I used to think that these were the ugliest guitars ever, and a lot of country players play them, but I think I am one of the few that actually play a classical looking Telecaster. I know Jim Root loves Telecasters as well, but he definitely made his look metal. The closest thing I made mine to looking like metal is I put a mirror pickguard so you can see yourself whenever I'm shredding in the crowd, which I think is cool. I put a Seymour Duncan Hot Rails pickup in it, and I also put a kill switch, and this thing looks super professional, and I think all Telly should have this right here because it's out of the way, but it's just super awesome looking. And I did actually chip this year by playing with it live, and so I guess that means that I do move pretty hard. The guitar that I thought I would never see in person, let alone never get to play, and very, very unexpected to think that I was going to own. This is a Gibson SG Diablo, and this was one out of, I believe, 1,000. This is 183, and this is in that Ferrari red color, and it has burst buckers and this is just, I get speechless whenever I like hold this, because I did not think I would ever have one. Like I said in the video that I introduced it, this was owned and played by someone around my age, and it was definitely played. You can see on the back there are scuffs and scratches, and there's even some dings pointing out that it was gold in the center. And this is just an honor to have, and I will be playing with this live, and I love it. And this, I call her Ferrari because it looks like a Ferrari to me, because it has the body red and it has gold and it has this cream, which kind of reminds me of the interior. So this is Ferrari. Anyways, yes, this is a beauty. So the last guitar in this collection is indeed my custom Teal SG. Gibson SG, my custom paint job, and this guitar is my favorite guitar. I know I always say I don't have favorites, but you guys always ask me, and if I have to give you an answer, I do believe it is this guitar. Now, I don't baby this guitar anymore. I used to keep it in the case, and I actually had it in a case for almost 2 years, and then my sister told me, what's the point of having a guitar if you don't play it? And now I actually play it. There are nicks on it. There are chips, you know, where I've been playing it. Oh, there it is on the back. This guitar is what I resemble as my personality. It has a nice teal look to it, the color that I believe is more gentle and soft, but then it has the attitude and aggression with the body. So this is my guitar. And I actually am going to upgrade these tuners to chrome tuners pretty soon. Some Grover tuners that are silver. Chrome Grover tuners. And then I have a Seymour Duncan Invader pickup. I put black screws on it. I took the pickup reader ring off. And then I put a silver switch on it. Other than that, this thing is pretty stock. But yes, this is my SG. But this is the last guitar in my guitar collection, and I figured I would save my favorite for last because you guys always ask me, and it is indeed my Teal SG. So this is the end of my 2018 guitar collection. Thank you guys very, very much for supporting my YouTube. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. You can give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you guys like. Comment, give me your thoughts. I want to know what you guys think, which one's your favorite one, and you can follow me on all social media links below. Instagram I use a lot. You could even join our, I have a guitar Facebook group called Guitarist Till Death. All of those are in the links below, and you can follow my band. You guys are very, very awesome. I thank you guys very much, and I hope to see you around this year. New music. Every time